This guy here, we'll bring let's see.
Hey, didn't I tell you it'd be lots of fun? Are you having fun?
In this next song, you must march around the room.
Here we go. Hold on tight.
Ready for some more fun? Some more fun? Fun? Here goes.
Today, we are going to change out this alternator. Easy peasy, baby. The beauty of working on a semi sometimes is that the parts are easy to access. The hardest part is going to be getting this belt off, and we need a 1/2 inch right here. That's the tensioner. We're going to loosen that up, take this belt off. We got 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got our power cable. I believe this is the power cable. We're going to find out. But this is exposed. That's no good. So we're going to correct that right here. And that one seems to be okay. Let's get to work. All right, today we're changing an alternator on a Peterbilt 357. My truck happens to be a 2005. You're going to need a 1/2 inch ratchet. I got a 10, 11, 13, 14. This is a 13 3/4. I got an impact and a wire brush, also anti-seize and some dielectric grease or silicone grease. Pretty easy job. If you know what you're doing, you can be in and out in probably about 1/2 hour, 45 minutes. And hardest part is finding the right alternator and somebody having it in stock. Let's get to it. All right, there's our new alternator. It's a Wilson, and we have to put the pulley on here. Truck parts are expensive, really expensive. Alternator's $400. You can get a reman for about half that, about 200, 250. It's 145 amp. And I know it seems kind of low, but that's what it calls for. It's actually, that's a 135 amp. And that's a 145, so it's a little higher, but should do okay. That's all they had in stock without having to wait 3-4 days. And I have cans to run, so we gotta get this on. All right, so we put the 1/2 inch in there. If you can see, we're gonna pull this way, right? At least it releases tension. We took the belt off here, and I've already loosened up these bolts. These are 16 millimeter bolts. Now I'm gonna take the wires off. Now it's recommended that you disconnect from the battery, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin them up. So just put them up out of the way. Should be okay. There you go. So we're going to tuck this one up here in this little zip tie here. I'll take this one off. There's that bolt. Last but not least, we're going to lift this up a little bit. Take this guy right on out. Now we're going to match up the alternators and make sure they're right. We're going to look up this part to make sure the amps are right. Now this one here is the positive and that's the negative. And this is how it was mounted in the truck. So now we got to get this this pulley off. So I don't know if I don't think I have a wrench that big. I'll have to go look in my shop, maybe borrow one from a mechanic. Luckily I got a mechanic shop. But in the meantime, what we're going to do, I've got this guy here, and we're going to clean this up real good.
Hey, didn't I tell you it'd be lots of fun? Are you having fun?
looks good. Little WD on here. Let that soak for a minute. Little WD on the area down here. All right, like I said, I'm no expert. I'll qualify as a semi-shade tree mechanic. All right, this one has an external voltage regulator. The new ones have an internal voltage regulator. So this bolt is a 24 mil, and I used an impact gun to get it off. We got the pulley on the new one. Everything's cleaned up. We're gonna go ahead and clean up these contacts in here too. We're gonna clean these guys up. We're gonna put some electrode grease on them, and we're gonna reconnect it. So this one was on the top, this one was on the bottom. I don't know which is which, but we're gonna look at the contacts on the back of the old one to tell. And we should have this buttoned up. I mean, guys, if you watch this video, you can legit do this by yourself in probably an hour if you take your time. If you're in a real hurry, you can do it, you know, probably in half an hour if you have the tools. So let's get rolling on this and get this job done. So when I mount this, I want to mount the bottom bolts first, if I can. So we're going to lift up a little bit here.
Hey, didn't I tell you it'd be lots of fun? Are you having fun?
Not too tight, right? All right, that's in. We're going to finish this up, and we're going to connect the negative first. All right, so this is the ground. This is the positive. Let's switch those up. Definitely don't want that to touch anything. Little socket set comes in handy. All right, that goes nice and tight. Battery disconnected. No sparks. Good. Right. We got the two wires connected. Now we're going to put the belt back. So once again, we're going to pull this to loosen the belt, put it back around the alternator. All right, the new alternator's mounted. The wires are secure. Nice and tight. Belt's back on, and we're not just gonna check the alternator belt. We're gonna make sure it's around the compressor properly. It's around all the pulleys properly. So we want to make sure of that. So we're gonna walk around to the other side and make sure that when we loosen the belt, yep, looks good. Everything looks good. All right, we're gonna clean up. And we're gonna start the truck and make sure everything's good. And then we're gonna go deliver that guy. All right, so the voltage is doing good. I've got basically all my lights on. I think this alternator will do okay. Not a bad job. I mean, like I said, if you know what you're doing, it'll take you about 30 minutes. The part wasn't too expensive, $145. Reman Wilson alternator was like $190 with a $30 core charge. So it was $220, but I'm gonna take the core back and should be good.